Welcome to Conversations with the ERC5. My name is Grace Baroni, and today I am delighted to have with me Retchin from Meadow Staffing in East Longmeadow. Rachel, welcome to the podcast. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Hi, Grace. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm delighted. I'm always delighted when we have women, for any business, but women-owned businesses. I think that is just so amazing. Because, you're a wife, mother, you've got a lot on your plate, and yet you have this passion for staffing, and you said, I'm going to go out there, and I am opening up Meadows Staffing. I think that's great. So tell us, your path. What led you to decide now is the time, and I'm going to do this?
I think it was a combination of a few different things, mainly great timing, having a true passion and understanding of the staffing industry, having worked in it for the last 24 years, and seeing that there was a true need for this in our local and regional community as well.
So staffing is something you hear mentioned almost every day because everyone in one way or another is having a staffing issue. So how do you step in? I'm ABC company and it's like, Rachel, I need help. I need someone in one department and another. How does that process look like?
So typically, obviously I'm not a fit for maybe the larger companies that might have established in-house recruiters or talent acquisition departments. But for a lot of smaller to mid-sized companies that might not have that in-house recruiting talent, they would utilize someone like me, and they would, maybe they don't have a strategy. Maybe I would help them create that talent hiring strategy. But they would come to me and they would say, hey, listen, we need an HR person, or we need an accountant, we need an accounting manager, we need someone in our talent acquisition department. So we would meet, we would discuss what their needs are, what the person's day-to-day duties would be, all the details that go into it, when they would start, what the interview process is like, and so on and so forth. And right now, I'm specifically focused on direct hire placements. Not to say in the future that I wouldn't expand upon that, because I definitely would. But yeah, so that's a little bit about how it works.
So you do the interviewing process for me as a business owner, and then you bring me the final three candidates. I'm just making up numbers. And then I would select from those three who it is I want to go.
And I might even give you a little coaching on who my favorites are, to sort of, after I do that initial screen, to find out about the candidate, what motivates them, and all that good stuff. I would tell you what I think my top candidates would be, and then we would set up the interviews, and you would pick someone, and we would go forward.
I like that. Well, I like people, because it is hard.
It's so hard.
It's such a challenge, right? You're meeting people for the first time, and you're trying to make a decision in an hour's time. I couldn't do that. So I love the fact that you are out there to help guide me and direct me in that process.
Yeah, and it's really all about, helping you with your efficiencies, right? Reducing turnover, boosting your productivity, and really giving you time back in your day, so that way you can go back to doing what you do best, as opposed to sifting through 85 resumes of candidates and trying to figure out and reach out to them all and sift through and go through all of that. That's a lot.
Right, because as a small, mid-sized business owner, sometimes we think we can do a lot.
Yep.
And then we wear a lot of hats, but we can't wear them all well. And it is about being more efficient with our time, right? We are all so stretched time-wise. And I think having someone who I could say, help me. I'm trying to hire some candidates. This is what I need. Can you direct me? Can you bring me the candidates? I think that's phenomenal, because now you've opened up my time to do other things that I need to do to focus and bring my, business out there and share my brand with everyone.
Yep. That's great. Yeah. And just having the the time also to go through when we talked about sifting through the candidates and reaching out to them, there's also a lot of other factors involved with that where, an applicant tracking system's involved, keeping track of how many people are applying and setting up times so you can screen these candidates. Like I don't know how people do it if they don't have that in-house recruiter. It's so much. It's so much.
Well, when you just said the tracking system, I was like, oh no, there's another element.
There's so many elements. I'm learning all about them every day.
Wow, that's fantastic, though. So, how do you find time for all of this?
That's a great question. I had a feeling you were going to bring it back to time
management. Because when you said be more productive, it's like, okay, I'm not letting you go until you help me figure out how I can manage more things.
Right. I mean, I live and die by my calendar. I've been that way my whole life, so it's no surprise now as a mom of 3 kids and running my own business. It's definitely become even more important now just to try and manage everything, the work, sports, everything.
All of it, exactly. Yep. Everybody talks about that work-life balance, and I'm done with having children at home. I have grandchildren who come to visit and all of that. And it's like, how do you develop that work-life balance? Because it seems that one flows into the other. And I'm not complaining, but I just, I hear a lot of talk about that. And I'm like, is it that I'm just not good at managing my time and resources?
And I also think it depends on where you are, right? When I sit back and think back to how did I even have 3 kids under the age of 5 at one point? I don't know. How did I do that? I had a great tribe. I had a great support network around me. And I think that helps get you through it, no matter where you are and what stage, having that tribe that you go back to and having mentors and people that you can reach out to and talk to is super important.
Yeah. That's why I need to hire you. Once I'm able to hire many more employees.
I can't wait. Do you have a job opening right now? I'm ready to go.
Not yet, but I'm working on it. I keep telling my board, if I get to this number, can we then expand?
Perfect. I'm here for you.
So I will keep you in my Rolodex and give you a call for sure. What do you think are some of the biggest challenges that businesses are facing right now?
I mean, the market is pretty unpredictable right now, I would say. Just in terms of, if I'm thinking back to, there's so many different ways to go about this, but I feel like really having the ability to understand what's going on out in the marketplace, what's going on with candidates that are looking right now, and understanding what's happening out in the staffing industry. A lot of people don't have that insight. And I really think that impacts a lot of different things, especially from the candidate's perspective, right? They might be applying to a lot of different jobs and not hearing anything back from them. So I feel like it's kind of all over the place right now. And if clients can reach out to, or again, do they really have the time to investigate and dig deep into the market trends? It's really beneficial to work with someone such as myself so I can have those conversations with them and keep them informed of what's going on out there.
So you just said something, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, there's another thought. So the candidates, you bring me candidates, 5 candidates to pick from, and I select my one. How do you keep those other candidates in your Rolodex, right? So that when the next position comes along, you can contact them.
So I have an applicant tracking system that I have invested in as well, and it's great. I can keep in touch with them. I can see where they're working and the last time I contacted them, and it's one of the first things I did was invest in a CRM and ATS package. I thought that was something I just couldn't imagine myself utilizing a bunch of different sticky notes all over my desk. I'm like, I need to have
there'd be no room on the desk.
Definitely not.
But because that all of a sudden occurred to me, I'm like, okay, so I pick my candidate, but I'm experiencing great growth. And now 3 months down the road, I say, hey, you know what? I want to put on another person, or,
Right. Then I'd have the ability to go back into the system, reach out to them, see if they're still available. They might not be, but that's okay. I also have some packages where I have specialized search engines, so I can go out and find those people for you. So it's really, it's great. It's great. It's come a long way in all these years from when I first started out.
I think it's fantastic. Well, it is. It's just great because, again, as we said before, if you're a business owner and you're trying to do this all on your own, there's a whole day's work that you've just lost because you were trying to fill that position or the candidate. How wonderful that you can pick up the phone and say, hey, Rachel, I need some help here, and this is what's going on. And now you've freed my calendar so that I can do my top priority projects, and you're on it for me.
Yep.
Finding me my hires.
Yep.
And my staffing issues are resolved
Yep.
with one phone call.
I'm ready for your call.
Yeah. Meadow Staffing. So for our audience at home listening to the podcast, if they're looking to get more information, how do they get in touch with you? What's the best way for them to do that?
There's a variety of different ways. They can hop on my website, which is meadowstaffinggroup.com, or they can reach out to me on my phone, which is 413-318-4333.
Wonderful. And Tony will have all of that information up so that folks can contact you. Thank you so much for joining us for today's podcast. This was so much fun.
Thank you, Grace.
And it was great learning about the wonderful things you can do so that once I hit my numbers, I can give you a call and we can talk staffing again.
I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to it.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Grace. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us for today's podcast. If you would like to be the next guest with Conversations with the ERC5 at Stonegate Studios in Wilbraham, go to our website, erc5.com, and you can sign up there.